Hey everybody, today's discussion is on which one do you prefer, Unix or Linux? So, personal opinion, if I am using a desktop operating system, I prefer Linux. Why? Support, like hardware support, the ability to run Linux on the systems that I want to run it on. Those are important to me. In addition to that, I like the workflow that I have, and I find Linux to be very effective, especially when it comes to the use of drivers, things like graphical acceleration, and the amount of work that I can get done there. But in a perfect world, I would love to spend more time within either FreeBSD or NetBSD. I find Unix to be very easy to use, very easy to understand, well thought out, and well structured. But the issue is support. For as wonderful and fantastic as the Unix community is, and as helpful as they just do not have the 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 size necessary to handle as much hardware as there is out there. I'm not looking to run a T60 ThinkPad as a daily driver. I don't have time for that. And while I can do it, and there are methods by which I can use things like Ramina and SSH, and my workflow kind of benefits me in the sense that even if I needed to use extremely old hardware, I absolutely could. So I could throw FreeBSD on a T60 ThinkPad and I could be out the door and I could still do most of my work. Um, I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I prefer my ThinkPad E485. I prefer my uh, Threadripper. I like having access to games. I like the fact that I can set up my computer and I can do Zoom and I can do WebEx and I have access to Teams and I can teach classes and I can do my job and I can take care of my family and I can do all of that thanks to Linux. Unix is fun and it's interesting and it's a fantastic tool to teach you about how these systems work and to get you into that Unix slash Linux mindset, and it is a great tool for that. But for a daily driver, I much prefer Linux. Now, on the server side, FreeBSD is functional, but the issue that I have with FreeBSD is it is not 100% compatible with all of the tools that are made available to you by Amazon AWS. And until I can go in and I can set up a FreeBSD image just as easily as I set up a Amazon Linux image or an Ubuntu Linux image on an EC2 instance, FreeBSD is not going to be a system or operating system that I would recommend for business use. It's just not at that point yet where I can do so in good conscience. So, my question to you is which systems do you prefer? What operating system do you like? Which one would you rather use as a desktop? And do you have a separate choice if you were going to have to work with something as a server in a data center? I would love to hear. What's your favorite operating system? Tell me about it, please.